Hello and welcome. My name is Nafula, and today I'm going to be giving you a story. Walking around the neighborhood. As you can see, today is November 12th, and there's a lot of snow because we had a little stint of snow a couple of days ago, like yesterday. I like to experience the different seasons. I don't want to be in a place like Texas, where they have like it's only sunny. I want to have like all those seasons: the fall, the winter, summer, spring. So it's exciting to see the changes, and I'm excited. I hope we get a white Christmas, or if if we can get a white Thanksgiving, that'll be phenomenal. Anyhow, today I'm going to be telling you a story. So I uploaded a post on my Facebook talking about I was charged $225 at a wedding. So I was just new in America, not even new. I was just here, like I had been here for like 4 years. And I was invited to a wedding. When you go to school and then you start hanging out with people who have good jobs. You meet these people, and then you start meeting people with who are moneyed. Before, when I didn't have a job and I was just going to school, I just knew students and stuff like that. But then when you get a job, you start getting introduced to people who know people, right? So I met my friend, who's still my friend, long time ago. So she was invited to a wedding, and then so she decided to invite me because with weddings sometimes they're like you can come too or whatever, they have an extra person. So she invited me to this wedding, and I was like, okay, I need to go because American weddings, I was going to like African weddings or weddings that African people were getting married. So had never been to a wedding where it's just like American and an American. So it was like a Caucasian couple. So we went there, and it was like in Manhattan in New York. So she invited me there. I was excited. It had a venue. It was in a high-end hotel. So there was a venue there, the date and whatever. And me, I'm an African. Like if you invite me to your wedding, I'm just looking at the date and the venue and the time and the dress code. Like I'm not looking at anything else on the wedding invitation. But then on this wedding invitation, there was like in fine print where people had to pay for their food in support for the couple. The food goes towards something about the couple. I don't remember what it was. So we arrived there, and the day of the wedding, we were dressed up. We had to wear all black. Like I was surprised because in Africa, like you can't go to a wedding and you wear like all black. So there's the instructions or whatever on the invitation had people wear all black, which was not a problem. Like we just had to get a nice outfit, and I was looking stunning. I wish I had a picture or a video of that wedding, but there was no videoing of videography or photography allowed. You had to use like their people that they had there, they had hired for photography if you wanted your picture taken or something like that. So we arrive at this wedding, and wow, it's posh. So when we get in, first we parked. There was there was a valet parking. So they took our car, and then we had to walk to the venue, and the venue was inside. It wasn't like, I don't know if it was a garden wedding before we got there, because when we got there it was time to the reception. Why? Because we had to drive there. I live like a little bit far from Manhattan, so we had to drive there. So by the time we got there, then it was like we planned on attending the reception versus the vows, right? So the valet took our car, and then so we walked in, and as we went through the back, like the hotel is in the front, and then there was like this hallway, and then you go through the back, and then you get there, and then there's like names. So they check if your name is there. So she put me and then an additional guest with my name. So your name had to be there for you to get in. So our name was there, thankfully, right? So then they had to badge us in. So like the guy had to literally scan his badge to open the door to let us in. And that should have been my red flag, because like you're going somewhere, they had to badge you in, you need to be badged out, right? I didn't think about that. But anyhow, and the venue was like, oh my God, it just like, it screamed glamour. Like it was like, when you get in there, you're like, this is wedding for people who have money. It wasn't like a poor people wedding. The way the arrangement was, and then there was like people who were in one side where it was like a gold, a silver, and a bronze section. So we sat in a bronze section. I didn't know what it was until, well, later, when I found out like bronze is like for people who are, yeah, like we are not married. So the bronze section was for people who, the working class, people who don't own businesses and stuff like that. Like I figured that was it. Like as you listen to the story, you'll know what I'm talking about. So anyhow, so we got there, and then so we sat, and then there was like, oh, the wedding shenanigans, whatever happens there. And then like we sat at our table. It was like a round table, and then it had a menu, and then the menu had like different types of food. Like I said, there was filet mignon, there was wagyu, there was like ribeye, there was like nice food, there was like chicken, there was a different kind of foods that you could order, but then mostly was like steak, right? Steak with different prices. So I didn't even think, like I'm at a wedding. Usually in Africa, if you go to a wedding, like the bride is paying for the food or the couple is paying for the food. So I just ordered like a ribeye, I ordered broccoli, and I ordered like sauteed vegetables. So I got that, and then she got something else. I don't remember what she got. I think she got chicken or something like that. So, and the service was top notch. Like they had like those, the servers were on spot. The servers were like on it. Like if you needed something, they got it for you. Like they showed you what everything is. They helped you with the menu and stuff like that. Like if you had any questions, if you ran out of your drink, they'll refill it right away. That should have been my second red flag. But you know what? I didn't even think about it. So anyhow, so after we ate, then they cleared the table. Like right there, they cleaned the table, they changed the covers. Like the color was black and something they changed to like black and like red or whatever. Like they changed the theme of the tables while we were sitting like right there, and it happened really quick. So anyhow, so after I ate, then I got a bill. Then I get a bill. I'm like, okay. So it brings, the way they bring in America, they bring like bills in a book. So they just put it in front of me. They put one in front of her, and I didn't think about it. I'm like, oh, what are this? Like I didn't even think. And then I opened, and he said $225. $225. Oh my God, that's a lot of money in Africa. It's about like 30,000, 29,000 Kenya shillings. That's a lot of money. So it's 225 bill. So I asked my friend, I'm like, oh, so we get a bill, what is with the bill? And then it's like, oh, here you have to pay for your own food. But because like when you hang out sometimes with people who are high end, you don't want to show like, okay, 225, like you can't pay for that. And especially if you have to, like it's going towards supporting the couple. Anyhow, I gave my Visa card, and they charged me 225 for this wedding. Oh my God, who is out here charging $225 for food at your own wedding? Like you are the one getting married. Like you are the one who's exchanging the vows. You're the one who's gonna live together. Like what do I have to do with it? You invited me to your wedding. In Africa, people go to weddings to eat free food. Like that's the goal of going to a wedding. So anyhow, from there on, I learned my lesson that if somebody invites you for weddings, especially if it's this high-end weddings in these high-end locations, you need to ask if you have to pay for something. Like either you pay for your drink or pay for your food. And even with the gifts, they specified that you don't buy anything. The gift had to be a gift card, a check, money order, and some other stuff. I don't remember what it was, but it was like it has to be like in form of like monetary gifts. And I'm like, wow. Us, we just buy cups and plates and vitenge and you wrap it in a good thing, and then you just like give it as a gift. But like I guess like those people who are rich in America, I guess they don't identify with that. And with the 225, so the tables, like I told you before, there were sections. So the people who sat in the gold section had like a different menu, different price, different whatever, different wines over there. And then the people in the bronze had different ones. So we were in the bronze. And then the people in the silver had like a different menu and stuff like that. And people there, I think from talking to her, what I found out is people go to those types of weddings, or they go to those types of events not necessarily to actually like go for the wedding. They go there for the connection. So like if you go there so you can meet somebody who can, be your business partner, or somebody who can sponsor something, or somebody who can do something for you, because it's people who have money, and people who have like businesses, people who, after I say hi at that time, like I can't relate with the conversation, like when you go somewhere and then there's a conversation and you're like, I can't relate. I don't have any business. I don't have anything going on. I just go to work and go home, right? So yeah, over there you won't relate. So yeah, so sometimes even people go to like those birthdays, and there's a baby shower, same thing happened. So it depends with, like, I feel like the people you hang out with, those, like I say, my friend is from high-end family, so she hangs out with this type of people, so spends this kind of money. Like if they go to like shopping, they shop something, like they'll shop for $5,000 like it's nothing. Shop stuff worth $5,000. Like I will buy something that's $500 and I'm like, what? This is a whole shamba back in Kenya, right? So anyhow, so it depends on who you hang out with. So when I put that story, I thought like, it's normal, people have been to weddings like that, but I guess it's not. So thanks for watching, and see you in my next video.